Yo, welcome to the Nerdy Soul Quick and Dirty Board Game Reviews, where I talk about the games I got a chance to play recently. Let's dive in. The first game I got a chance to play is called Chicken from Keymaster Games. Now this game is really simple and really fun. I love that this whole box is actually a dice chunker, so you can use this to roll the dice that you're playing with. But in this game, what you're doing is just trying to score 25 points first. Everyone's gonna start at 0, and then on your turn, you're gonna throw 4 dice into the hen house, right? Whatever you roll is kind of how you're gonna score points. The amount of chickens you roll scores you 1 point. If you roll a fox, it goes off to the right, and that is sort of how you bust. If you roll more than 3 foxes, or if you roll 3 or more foxes, over the course of your 2 rolls, you busted and you move on. If you roll eggs, you actually get to add dice from the sort of central area into your pool, and you roll those trying to get more chickens. If you can roll 2 times without busting, you're gonna score your points and you're gonna pass the dice that you have left in your pool to the next player, which is gonna make their roll even more complicated of a choice because they're gonna have a lot of dice to chunk, making it harder for them not to bust by rolling foxes. This game is really cheap, it's really fun and simple to play. I love dice chunkers, and so for me, this was a big hit for us playing 1v1 or with multiple different people. There also is a little expansion where you have a dog that comes in and can sort of mitigate the fox dice. You also can score more points with the eggs, and it has these cool meeples as well where you will be able to set the scenes. So Keymaster does a great job with production, and Chicken is no exception. If you're looking for a game that you can play with your kids or with your family that don't really play a lot of games, but they love dice, they love luck, they love that fun, kind of easy to play thing, Chicken is definitely gonna be a hit for you. The next game I got a chance to play is called Donut Shop from 25th Century Games. Now this is a game that I picked up at PAX Unplugged, and I gotta say, I am so glad that I did, because this game is really awesome. I love how in this game, you start out with just a slew of donuts, and over the course of the game, you're drafting another donut and you're adding it to the grid, scoring points for it. So on your turn, you're always going to play a new tile onto sort of the donut shelf. The donuts that are the same donut type that are adjacent to the tile you place, you're gonna score points for, and you get to make that choice. So if you have a tile that's got like 3 pink donuts on it and you place that down, you're gonna wanna score more pink donuts and place it next to those pink donuts. You're also gonna get bonus points if you're able to box up donuts or have them served with coffee. So you're gonna have cards in your hand, and over the course of the game, you're gonna get more cards. There's gonna have boxes available for you to put on top of the grid and sort of box up those donuts, scoring a crap ton of points, and then being able to sort of prohibit other players from scoring those points by boxing them. It's a really cool idea because you need to score points to win, but you're also getting rid of the grid that you're scoring points with. So when do you do it? Do you do it early? Do you do it late? I don't know. It's just kind of that cool tension choice, right? The other really cool twist with this drafting game is that every time you play a tile or box up donuts, you have to make a choice whether to take a new tile from the ones that are in the display case that you know, or you take one of the 2 cards on display. Those cards are order cards helping you to eventually box up more donuts, so giving you more of a goal to go with. And you make this decision every time. So if you choose to get the known donuts in the display case, you will choose a face down card from the napkin rack. If you choose to take one of the face up cards that are order cards, then you're going to choose one of the face down donuts, so you don't know what you're gonna get. I love that you have a little bit of choice with a little bit of randomness. It makes the game super interesting every turn because you don't really know exactly what you're gonna have in your hand. Do you go ahead and make the box now because you don't know you're gonna have a blue donut in a future turn? You might wanna do that. That happened with us in our plays, and I gotta say, this game played really well. It played simply, and I'm absolutely in love with this game. Big shout out to 25th Century for making this one. Donut Shop, big hit for me. Let's talk about Masters of Crime Incognito from Kosmos Games. Now, this is sort of an escape room in a box in a sense. In this game, you take on the role as an undercover agent, and your whole thing is trying to find out the solution to a crime. I'm not going to get too much into the details because this is a story-based game and I don't want to ruin anything for anyone that might be interested in playing. But this was really simple to learn, really great narrative versions of this happening as you're making choices. Throughout the game, you're basically choosing to visit locations and then resolving a choice at that location. Depending upon the choice you make, you're going to get different information about potential suspects in the game. And that's going to help you eventually come to a conclusion through a cooperative mode, whether it's you playing or with multiple people, who you think the culprit is. You're also going to have these really cool moments where you're doing things in real life that are affecting the board game. For instance, you might be visiting websites that have additional information, sending emails to characters in the game that are going to give you information back. There's just really neat aspects to this game that make it a really cool play one time. They say you can play it multiple times. I don't know if you really can. This game is really perfect to play once, you see the outcome, and then maybe look at some of the other cards to see what information you might have gotten. But then eventually give it to someone else. Let them experience it because it really is that good of a game. That's why I don't have it with me in person, because I gifted it to a friend already for them to play with their spouse and have a good time. So for me, Incognito was a great game. There's more games like this in their line from Kosmos. They also do the exit strategy games that are more like escape rooms in a box. Highly recommend checking out those as well. They made for great Christmas gifts for me to some of my close friends. And those are 3 games I got a chance to play recently. Chicken and Donut Shop will definitely stay in my collection. They're 2 good games not to be. Incognito, highly recommend it, but like I said, I gifted it off so someone else could experience it. But all 3 big hits for me. Let me know in the comments what games you've gotten a chance to play recently, and if you've played any of these games, what are some of your thoughts? And remember, stay nerdy, keep that soul dirty.